English Broken Businesses. We are all about Black excellence, bringing local entrepreneurs together to inspire and motivate you through business.
So it's simple. What you can do is to listen to this story and be inspired, and show to you guys nothing is impossible. If they can do it, so nathi singayenza bantwana basekhaya. Sit down and chill and listen to this wonderful story.
Follow your dreams.
When you're in business, you those doubts of thinking, am I doing the right thing?
Sure.
Is this the right thing I'm doing?
And these are voices that you're battling with.
Those are voices that people don't see that you're battling with. People see Thabiso.
Sure.
They think that everything is all koji.
Yes, sir.
Not knowing that Thabiso is dealing with a lot of things. Yeah, well,
sure.
Self-doubt of thinking, man, I could have pursued my profession of, I could have been, at a higher a level.
Yeah.
As in the retail company that I was working for.
It's English Broken Business. Bekeli beke ivigi nevigi. It's a freshly Thursday. Every Thursday we bring you nothing but the best mouth-watering stories from Ekas. These are stories that are here to inspire you and also to remind you that it's possible to make it. Doesn't matter where you come from. Whether maybe usuke Mpantini, usuke Mkhukhwini, usuke Matyotyombeeni, usuke nje street Ekas. These are stories that are here for you guys to say, nathi laba fie khona nathi singafika. We can do this thing. Njengenjwayelo bafethu, before I can introduce our guest, I would like to thank you, our subscribers, and those who've been with us since day one. The new subscribers and the new followers, siyabonga bafethu. Please do click like the video, subscribe to the video, share our video with your friends, family, and everybody else. Bafethu kule viki leli, njengoba sisho sithi beke libeke. Fresh. I look fresh. I look fresh, bafethu bangithitivate bangenza ngaba grand phethe out yami lana. We've been looking for this man. We've been looking for this man, but finally we found him. Uzozazisa la kithina bafethu ukuthi ungubani i-out yami ithunani, but definitely you're going to enjoy this one. Out yami Shapuzethi.
My brother, how's it?
Grand Brian. Ngimnandi mfowethu. Please introduce yourself to our viewers, mngani wami.
Okay, thank you so much to Menzi for your platform.
Sure,
for making this happen, because it's a very important platform to get our stories out there. My name is Thabiso Mokomele, the founder of TSquared Clothing.
Sure. Okay.
Welcome to the studios.
Yeah, Mr. TSquared himself, the founder, Thabiso. Tim and Brian, I would like to know to Kulela Va, and how did you start this business of clothing?
Okay, I grew up here in Gugs. That's basically where I grew up. And the reason why I started the brand.
Sure.
I always felt that there was a need of a clothing brand which was coming from Ekasi.
Oh, okay.
The time I started, there were no other clothing businesses. I started this business back in 2008 while I was still in high school.
Okay.
It was a hobby when I started. It grew and turned into a fully fledged business as time went by.
Sure.
Obviously, the time to push a business, I was still in high school. Moved to CET. I started working. First job, I worked for a year. I decided to quit and focus full time on my business.
Jeez.
So we have managed to create employment opportunities, and we're running our own production.
Sure. Okay, but before maybe we come to how the business is operating and everything, because last corner we're not at the store, right?
Yes. No. This is a factory space.
This is a factory space.
Yes, sir.
Sure. So now I just want you to take us back.
Sure.
Like when you started,
we started by making printed t-shirts. In fact, we started in 2000.
Buying t-shirts.
Plain t-shirts.
Plain t-shirts.
Even before plain t-shirts, we would adjust school trousers.
Oh, like ushabu skin. All right, sure.
And the time I was using umchini, my grandmother's machine.
Oh.
It was of those very old antique sewing machines.
Yeah.
So benidla ngophungulela amajiti prokozabo, turn them into skinny jeans.
Sure.
Not knowing that it would eventually turn into a business.
A business, yeah.
So that's how the business started.
So when I eskela lazy vele look organized, look clean all the time. Nengaza yakho, you were those guys.
Yeah.
Then somebody would ask you, "Esan, feti prugo lakho lithengephi?" Only to find that you are the one who are making those pens.
100%.
Sure. So now you had already clientele scale.
My first clientele was from Eskela.
Sure.
Yeah, Amachita Ben Kelana would tell you how the business started.
Sure.
The products that I made, jeans and bendis tuna,
Sure.
net trousers, were actually the first items that I did.
Okay.
Remember, the time I started, Amachita, during free time in class, and you'd find me carrying a paper, actually drawing designs on a piece of paper.
Useskela, like high school.
Useskela, that was high school.
Sure.
That was grade 11.
Yeah.
So as the yamba,
Yeah.
time will evolve, making other products. But the very first items that I did was making adjustments on jeans,
Sure.
and
Sure.
also trousers scale.
Yeah.
So that's how to think about it. That's
Yeah.
how the
That's how it started.
Yeah.
Okay. So the TSquared, is that your name?
TSquared inspiration, it comes from Thabiso and Tapelo. My name is Thabiso. Tapelo is my brother.
Oh.
So we took both T's to make a TSquared.
Oh.
So Tapelo is not involved in the business.
Okay.
I'm the one that's running the business.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a name that was taken as the inspiration
Okay.
to create the brand.
Oh, so TSquared.
TSquared.
Oh, no wonder why like you see the logo. Aboti abahlangene.
100%.
Oh, lovely. Sure, Prayam. So what were some of the challenges, in fact, when you started the business? Because I know it didn't start like this. I mean,
Yes,
you were
yes.
using your grandmom's
Exactly, sewing machine.
Yeah.
So the time I started, the challenges that I encountered in the business, firstly was making sure that I have a good balance between my school and making sure that the business runs. Remember the Suga Kudlada, where school is important,
Oh, okay.
like any other family.
Yes,
Yabo.
sure.
And Singabanda Bamnyama, we come from a very disadvantaged background.
Yeah.
Knowing our past, Sisuka, South
Sure.
Africa. So isikela sibalekile to ifamily ezininzi, and as much as isikolo nje sibalekile, ifamily ebendisuka kuyo would always emphasize the importance of making sure that we are funda,
Sure.
so that we can get good grades and
Sure.
be able to make a living,
Sure.
a good living for ubomi bakho.
Sure.
So by balancing the two things, well, they never had really encouraged me to pursue business, because the time I started,
Yeah.
ndiqale becinga ukuthi izawudisturba my school.
Oh, sure.
So
you won't focus.
I will not focus Eskela.
There's
So I
little
think that
money you
was-
are making
Yeah.
now. Oh, okay.
So maybe to me at that time, it felt as if they do not believe, not that they don't believe, but they had fear that I will not be able to get the good grades at
Sure,
school.
sure.
So I think that's number one challenge.
Okay.
So another challenge that I encountered, it was finding clientele.
Okay.
Starting a business is not easy to find clientele.
Sure.
Clientele is important in business because it's what keeps the cash flow running, and you cannot run a business without cash flow.
Without clientele, yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So now 2008 to Seskela, and then when do you now open your first store? Is it after you matriculated or after varsity?
Well, our first store was opened back in 2013, Everseed.
Oh, okay.
So, well, when we opened our first store, it wasn't as the way it is currently is right now.
Sure.
We converted the garage space
Okay.
into a store. So, as I mentioned, we started with one machine, the one that we were using, our grandmother.
Sure.
As time went by,
Yeah.
we managed to buy
other
more and
machines.
more and more machines.
Sure.
So yeah, that's basically our first store. It was launched in 2013 and is currently still in operation.
Wow. So now I would like to know, Uti, when you guys like open your first store, was there maybe any funding that you got, or was the money that you're saving from genza skinny jean, machita, my pens or my trouser, the pens Seskela, that was there any money that you save, or was there any money that you did get as funding? Because it's very important sometimes that we get that information, you understand? Some people are like, but that guy, I think he was funded. But that guy, you understand? Because some people is either they are funded, some people is either by Vaspana, by save imali. So is your story similar to that? Which was there some little capital that you used to save?
Well, in my case, when the store had opened, we had already had started making other products. The business had already evolved. We were not just making skinny jeans.
Oh, okay.
So we were already making other products. So at least there was good cash flow in the business. And we were not funded by any investor or whatsoever when the business started, or you name it, the people that are helping businesses out. So no sponsorship whatsoever. It's all our savings and working hard and making sure that we make the sales.
Sure.
So that's how we have grown the business until this point.
Wow. Okay. Rumor says it. I heard from someone. I don't know whether it's true or not. So it's alleged. Rumor says Gutikona any retail company. It's a clothing retail that approached you and they wanted to buy your brand. Is that true? Your stake. Yeah.
I think it's the person that told you that story. Must have heard.
Yeah. So it's true.
Wrong information.
Okay.
Wrong information.
Okay, cool.
That person.
Yeah.
Because I used to work for the retail company.
Okay.
As a graduate, after I finished varsity in 2014, I had my honors in be admin, majoring in industrial psychology and HR. So I left when I finished Iskela to work for the retail company.
Okay.
That was for a year.
Sure.
So when I finished the year, obviously there was an opportunity for a contract extension.
Okay.
For me to continue working. Obviously, at that time, I had already established what my passion was.
Okay.
Once you do a lot of things.
Sure. Until you find.
You can be a cricketer.
Sure.
You can be. You could be maybe an aspiring lawyer.
Sure.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
Different things.
Yeah.
So at that time, for me, as much as I was working, the job was providing security. But the job that I was currently doing, the job that I was doing at that time wasn't really something that I was passionate about. So
just for security.
For me, I think HR has always been my passion.
Okay.
Growing up. But as I grew, until I got into that stage of realizing, look, I've got two things that I'm doing. I've got this fashion business.
Sure.
And HR is also my passion. So I need to decide between the two which one I want.
Yeah.
So the one that made my heart happy was the one of creating the products from scratch.
Okay.
So I had to decide what I want to do, and the only way my business could grow further to reach the heights that I wanna reach in business was I had no other choice but to leave my job and focus full time on the business.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I get you. But now
as tough as it was,
it was.
it's a decision that I needed to take to take the business to the next level.
Yeah, because I know sometimes we do things for the sake of security because we're scared. With Esan, how am I gonna be sustained? You know, whether it's kids or your family or whoever. That people who are looking up to you endly, you understand, there's rent to be paid, there's things to be done, you know. Some of the people are stuck in what they're doing, not because they love it, but because of security, you know.
They've got family.
Yes, you understand. Umuntu akathandi noma avuke ekseni like akafundi lapha, but then we are forced because in fact mele provide at the end of the day.
100%.
Yeah, but so I get you when you mentioned what you had to choose between Lokia and then you like studying clothes from scratch. But then now Tim and Priami, what are you doing different from like with what other guys are doing when we talk about your brand? Because I mean you are not the only brand Yasekas. We know of lots of brands. Yinle TSquared that is unique about TSquared that other brands are not doing.
I think what makes us unique as TSquared is the fact that Our garments are handcrafted, and what do I mean by that is that we are the ones that make these products ourselves. So when customers walk into our factory space, they get an in-store experience in seeing their garments coming to life. For example, it takes roughly about 20 minutes to put a t-shirt together.
Jeez.
So those
Like
are
the one I'm wearing.
I'm telling you.
20 minutes.
So look, those are not the things that you get to see with other
Brands and
businesses,
yeah,
local
yeah.
businesses that exist.
Sure.
We control and run our own production. We've got our own machinery.
Yeah.
We make the product from start to finish.
Sure.
And that on its own, it makes us unique.
Wow.
So there is no middleman whatsoever. We
Outsource.
basically.
Sure.
We sell you the blue magic.
Yeah.
We sell you the blue magic.
Jeez, bruh. So what's the end goal now with Thabiso? Okay, well, you are well known writing a Gugulethu, and what I like about brand what you've created, because me and you, we met 2018 at a business seminar.
Yeah.
A Kailicha. It's sort of like TSquared give you a sense of belonging with layer cooks. There's an identity behind TSquared, if I should put it like that. Because now, if I wear Ipatu, like, oh, it's Theo Baloi.
Yeah.
If I wear Itrip, oh, do you understand? So does also TSquared have that Theo with Esan? Masha TSquared should lazy Gugulethu, or is a brand from a Gugulethu? You have that sort of identity.
Well, if a product has been established,
Yeah.
the people from that specific hood will always be proud.
Yeah, they
of
take
that
pride.
specific business
Yeah.
because of where it was established.
Yes.
It's something. It's a good, positive, and successful story that they can share with
Sure,
abantu.
sure,
Because it's a
sure.
business that they can share with people from other parts of South Africa, because it's a story about a brand that was started out quickly. But for us, we as much as the brand has been established and is running in Gooks, we are selling our products nationwide, and it will always be our goal to make sure that we reach people in other parts of South Africa.
Sure.
Right now, I think clientele here to scattered. It's not only people that are residing up in Cape Town.
Sure.
It's people in other parts of South Africa, and also online marketing or online presence to yasinceda for your customers to be able to purchase products online, and they get that product delivered at their doorstep. So we are manufacturing,
Sure.
but the clientele base here too. It's not just the people abalapa. It's bigger.
Sure.
And we should never undermine the power that social media has on businesses. It's so powerful, and you can reach as the biggest clientele base that you can ever find.
Sure.
If you use social media.
Lovely. So now, in every business, like you said, business is not an easy thing to start, or even to, keep up the business. There's in fluctuation. Sometimes, it's quiet. Sometimes it's busy. Are there any regrets, when Abraham, that you have? Maybe you've lost money, wrong investment. Do you have such a thing with Esan? Ngiyngathi store somewhere. Azanya, izinto zapopa the way I thought it would. Do you have that?
I think for any person in business, you will, make those mistakes, if I can put it that way. And being in business, you don't take them necessarily as mistakes, because
in that sense,
they teach you, and they can only make you stronger. It depends on how you look at it.
Sure.
So for me, honestly, look, it's normal to have doubts, but you do not entertain those thoughts. You must always remember why you started and where you are headed. So it's business. We start this thing from scratch.
Sure.
We are not growing brands here, brands to be consumed by us or by our neighbors. We are growing brands to be consumed by the whole of South Africa.
Sure.
And South Africa is a very competitive industry.
It is, sure.
That has got other big giants.
Yeah.
So look, we should not have a mindset yokuthi we will have it easy, because it's tough being in any business.
Sure.
Well, us in fashion, it's akuhlekwa. You always need to be creative.
Yeah.
You always need to be on top of your game.
Keep up with the times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's 4 seasons in a year. And in fashion, you need to be 3 months ahead of the season.
So now, as we're approaching winter, you already know what are trends coming, what are colors that will be trending.
Exactly. If you are a mall right now, you'll see that businesses, even last month, they've got winter products.
Yeah, the Dominicans now, they're wearing jackets and all that. Got sachets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's basically how business works. So look, I do get regret sometimes. The regret of being scared to take the risks.
Sure.
Number one. Regrets of thinking, self-doubt
Sure.
in English.
Yeah, self-doubt. It's
Self-doubt.
English broken business.
So self-doubts, you do get them, because remember, when you're in business, you those doubts of thinking, am I doing the right thing?
Sure.
Is this the right thing I'm doing?
And these are voices that you're battling with.
Those are voices that people don't see that you're battling with. People see Thabiso.
Sure.
They think that everything is all koji-poji.
Yes, sir.
Not knowing that Thabiso is dealing with a lot of things. Yeah, bro.
Sure.
Self-doubt of thinking, I could have pursued my profession of, I could have been, at a higher a level.
Yeah.
As in the retail company that I was working for. But then again, remember the dream. Rome was never built in a day.
Exactly.
We need to make sure that we do not compare what is built
With
and what is being built.
Yeah. Yeah.
So remember,
Yeah, say right, establish it,
it's done.
Yeah.
It's standing.
Sure.
It doesn't need me.
Yeah.
It doesn't need you.
Yes,
The
sir.
blueprint is there. Anyone can just get on the job and execute the job. But here I'm building something from scratch, and I'm building my own blueprint. Someday I'll be able to bring someone on that will just execute what has been done by following a blueprint, and just like the other company.
Sure.
I'm not sure if I'm making sense.
You are making a lot of sense. It's business 101. It's business 101. I think as for our viewers, guys, you are taking notes. We are discussing fashion. We are discussing trends, like he did mention, which now we are approaching winter. And it's very true, because sometimes as people, we're thinking, with high winter, let me go to the shop and start buying in Pasha. But these clothes were actually maybe made during summer time. Winter clothes are actually made in the summer.
They are made in summer.
In summer.
They are made in summer. Because they have to be in store around
They have
March.
to be in store.
Yeah, around March.
So it's those things that sometimes but you guys, you are in that field.
Exactly.
So do we see you maybe having other branches outside Cape Town?
Well, we are planning to bounce back in Joburg. We've had a store in Joburg
okay.
in 2017.
Sure.
But we closed down in 2019 due to our demand and supply were not balanced. They were not balancing.
Sure.
So things didn't work out. There was good supply in Joburg, but our supply base was not as strong as it is currently. At the time we were in Joburg, we only had a store. We didn't have a factory space to produce the garments.
Sure.
But now we've got a bigger space that we are using to run our production. So we are looking forward to open as many stores as possible so that people can be able to reach us out.
Lovely.
So yeah, we are planning to open as many stores as possible. Timelines and stuff like that will be announced once everything is ready and we feel confident enough to open more stores.
So for those who are interested into Amagamensuako, your clothes and everything else, how do they get hold of you?
Well, people can buy at our store at number 1 Kanya Crescent Station Park, Gugulethu. Alternatively, people can buy online at www.tsquaredsa.co.za. Reach us out on social media at TSquaredSA.
So now with TSquared, where to from here, 5 years from now, what TSquared is doing for a community, for Ikasi, it's your mission?
Well, our mission is at TSquared Clothing. It is to inspire the youth of South Africa through our work, especially the ones in the township.
Sure.
educate them on the value of local craft production, and also to educate them and instill the mind that it is possible for a business from the hood to make it, as you had mentioned
Sure.
when we were starting the interview. And our vision, it is to be the leading street and urban wear brand in South Africa.
Wow.
Hey.
You're finishing in
Hey.
You creative pine. Creative pine, Prayami. No, pretty good, Prayami. And we wish you all the best, Prayami. We really, really wish you all the best. And I think for the youngsters that are looking up to you, Ingo, they see that the Grootman Thabiso is doing so well. So they might as well one day maybe walk on your footsteps. But now again, anything Funugias, are you accessible? Because there are some businessmen who are not accessible. Maybe Ntwani Funuguzalana, and then it's like, Grootman, but how do I do this? Are you an accessible person?
Yeah, no, I'm very flexible. I'm very accessible. There's many interns from different institutions, from colleges to your varsities that have come here to do the in-serve trainings. So we are very flexible, and especially if you are really passionate, I'll give him my attention, I'll give him advice, just to make sure that you're on the track. A word that I would like to share today with the youngsters, most especially the ones from unrecognized areas and the ones that are coming from disadvantaged areas, in the townships, you need to believe in yourself. Anything is possible. The sky is not even the limit.
Sure.
So you just need to dream, believe, and make it happen.
Lovely stuff, Bafetu. It's English Broken Business. Beke ivigi nevigi. We always dish you nothing but the best mouth-watering stories. We here in the space. Thabiso Bafetu, the factory. That's where Impahlas Shuna Kona. I look amazing. He looks amazing. Our camera guy also.
Yes,
he looks amazing.
Yes,
so please, guys, do visit his website. Do visit his social media handles, Bafetu. Let us push each other. Let's support each other. We would like also to thank you guys that have just subscribed, and you guys who have just followed us. Follow him also. Follow other guys also. Let's grow the community, Bafetu. Siyabonga, Bafetu. See you once again. Thank you.
Salute.